I am screwed. I blew my deadline, guys, so I am so screwed. I'm supposed to have a book out in August. You know, it's a Christmas book, so you have to get it out before Christmas. Give it a good runway before Christmas. Get the seasonal excitement building. It's a holiday romance. It is currently late July. You know what my progress is on this book, this Christmas rom-com? I'm on chapter 2. I'm on chapter 2. What the hell have I been doing? So don't tell that to my readers, because I am just not winning this year. How did I get here? That's a novel unto itself. But trust me when I say this, that I am not one of those writers that spends about 10 years on a book. I am, or I was, pretty prolific, but burnout has a lot to do with it. But in the 10 plus years, maybe more, I don't even want to think about how long I've struggled. In the 10 plus years that I have been writing and publishing, I've learned a very important lesson: to save one's well-being, to save one's mental health. You never, and I mean ever, you never read your reviews. You don't ever want to sign into Goodreads. You don't ever want to look at your Amazon page. Once the book is out, close the door. You've already had your critiques. I've done everything there is possible to make sure that that book is the best it could be. It's done. The book is out. What are you going to do about it? I take whatever lessons I learned and I move on to the next book. Even though you may come across good reviews, there are bad reviews peppered in. And the bad reviews, the negativity, is what unfortunately sticks to you. You could read 100 glowing reviews and then one bad review will sneak in. And those are the words that live rent-free in your head. So keeping that in mind, there's probably readers that say glowing things about my books. And then there's probably readers that talk shit about me behind my back. And I wouldn't know. And I want it that way. But a year ago, I read a bad review, guys. I didn't go out looking for it. The reviewer tagged me on Instagram, and this is how it went down. I get tagged with a very aesthetic photo of my book, you know, my physical book. They've dressed it all up. They dolled it up. There's a flannel throw. There's pumpkin spice latte candles, tiny little pumpkins, because it's an autumn themed book. You would naturally think, or I would naturally think, that this person loves the book. So I'm safe. I'm not going to read any bad reviews of my book that makes me feel bad for the rest of the day. So then I click on the photo thinking it's nothing but sunshine and lollipops. Guys, it's a bad review. It's a Trojan horse bad review. It's all dolled up and dressed up, lures you in with its aesthetics. You know, they knew exactly what would tempt me. They knew exactly how shallow I am on social media. That person really went all out. To make sure that I read their thoughts about my book. I almost feel like I've opened my front door and somebody has left a present on my doorstep. Then I open up the present and I find some turds in there, like some dog turds in the box. So I feel like that's what that person gave to me. It's kind of sadistic when you think about it. Here, somebody went through the trouble to take a photo of my book. I could just see them arranging the book aesthetically using props for a book that they did not even like. And then they tag the author so that she can read about how much they don't like the book or her. Why can't this person just talk shit behind my back like a normal person? It reminds me of one time I have this friend, she's very direct with me, and she's like, the weirdest things happen to you, Teresa. You attract the weirdest people, the weirdest things happen to you. You're like a magnet for weirdos. And it's true. I get a lot of weird comments on this channel. Some have been censored by YouTube. The algorithm, it's not a person. They probably think that I'm too sensitive to read them. And thank God that they did, because if you go in the held for review section, oh my gosh, a lot of people need help. That's probably why I like leading separate lives, and I don't go like, hey guys, this is my book, this is what I wrote, go out and go buy it, go check it out. Having separate lives is like being Batman. Bruce Wayne by day, Batman by night. There's weirdos in that sector of my life. There's weirdos here. not you, my beautiful subscribers, not you. It's that weirdo beside you, that weirdo in the aisle seat, you know, fondling himself. I see you there, fondling himself to my video about 17th century clothing. Disgusting. Incidentally, Batman is surrounded by weirdos, and I feel like a Batman villain would do this. If Batman wrote a romantic comedy, an autumnal romantic comedy, this is something the Joker would do. The Joker would go through the trouble of taking an aesthetic Instagram photo because they know that's what Batman likes. Batman likes aesthetic Instagram photos. They would put up the bat signal. Batman will come to look at the photo, and then what do you get? You get exploding Joker fishes or something. So that's what I'm dealing with, guys. Bookstagrammers that take aesthetic photos, which incidentally look very millennial, and then call your book painfully millennial. So this person says, autumn is painfully millennial. My autumn-themed romantic comedy was painfully millennial. Now, I don't think this person is aware of my YouTube channel or the fact that I am a millennial public defender.
I will fight for you. I will fight for you. Teresa got me a new pair of pants.
Somehow they knew that I was millennial. They saw my photo grid and they saw my side part. They just went for the jugular. She's a millennial. You gotta get her. I did not set out to write a painfully millennial book, but I did set out to write an aggressively autumn book. Checks off all the boxes of the most fall book ever. Like everything that somebody can like about fall, I put in this book. What if fall, the season that we know and love, or at least that everybody in the romance book community knows and love, what if fall has become painfully millennial? And that's what we're gonna talk about today. My name is Teresa, and this is the building blocks of a painfully millennial fall. Now, I did not set out to write a painfully millennial book. I mean, I wrote this in 2020. It was kind of in the transitional period between millennials still being at the height of the cultural zeitgeist, you know, still being cool and popular, and then slowly falling by the wayside, being mocked and shamed by Gen Z for their side parts and their skinny jeans. I feel like I've said that so many times, the words side part and skinny jeans, that I'm kind of sick of saying it. Like, I don't even want to talk about skinny jeans anymore. So I did not set out to write a painfully millennial book. I did set out to purposefully write an aggressively autumn book. So are the two related? Is autumn now millennial? Are they two halves of a whole? For this video, I really combed through my book. I don't really need to look at it. I wrote it prior to publishing it. I probably read it 20 times. We have a main character who quits her soulless corporate job. Okay, here we go. She quits her soulless corporate job in order to pursue her passions as an online Etsy sticker seller, selling stickers on Etsy. Okay, I can see the painfully millennial in this already. I wouldn't say that she has a side part, but on the cover, I'm an indie author, so I made the cover myself. Sometimes I think I'm a better cover designer than I am a writer. You know, between you and me, I think I've blossomed into quite a cover designer. So what is she wearing on this cover? I'm not going to show you the cover. I'll just describe it because, you know, you could just put two and two together. She's got a sweater. One of the possible titles of this book was Sweater Weather. She's got a long skirt and she's got some ankle boots. So yeah, she's got some ankle boots, but it goes with the outfit. Her love interest, the hero, oh no, he's wearing some sneakers. They kind of look like Onasika Tigers, Mexico 66s, and he's not wearing any socks. He's wearing no-show socks. Both the illustrated hero and heroine on the cover, they have no-show socks. She's wearing ankle boots. He's in no-show socks. He has camel-colored jogging pants on. I think they're tech pants, you know, the popular Lululemon men's tech pants. Oh God. When she first meets him, he's jogging. Shirtless. He's jogging shirtless. He's got a six-pack. You know, I know the genre. I know what you want. They're They're in a pumpkin patch. So the main character has done very questionable things with her life choices and her money, you know, millennial money. She has quit her corporate day job and she's left it to pursue her artistic endeavors of selling stickers on Etsy and tote bags. She also, you know, she's got a diverse range of products, stickers and tote bags and art prints. You know, she's the art girlies. She buys a rambling Victorian home in New England, sight unseen, from a listing from Cheap Old Houses. You know, the Instagram Cheap Old Houses. This house turns out to be a gigantic money pit, but it also turns out to be haunted. So she's got a lot on her plate right now. She's got this fallen down money pit of a house and she's got a ghost problem. But in the interim, she is able to save money by getting a contractor for free that could do all her repairs in this haunted house. He's also kind of like an indentured servant because she saved his grandma from being crushed by giant wheels of Parmesan cheese. Grandma was trying to get the big cheese wheel from the cheese shop. Grandma thinks she's still young. She's climbing on top of the shelf like a toddler. Giant wheels of cheese starts toppling down and she pushes grandma out of the way and the cheese smacks her in the face and then she's buried under 9 wheels of giant Parmesan cheese. You know, the kind that they cook pasta out of? I will sign over my grandson's contracting services to you for free for saving my life. So this is Romcom, guys. This is kind of a scenario out of I Love Lucy. I remember in I Love Lucy, wasn't there a cheese episode where she buys a big block of cheese during her European vacation and then she couldn't take it home with her? So she pretends the cheese is her baby and then she had to eat the cheese, the baby. So this is what I do. It sounds like exactly like something that I would do, actually. One of my main characters gets crushed by cheese. You have to have a meet cute in Romcom. Romcom is very structured in that sense. You have to hit certain beats. The meet cute doesn't happen after she gets crushed by giant wheels of cheese. Long story, but she's in her home and she happens to get stuck in the wall, crawls through a hole in the wall and she gets stuck. He finds her. Sounds like I'm setting up a raunchy scenario. The pizza delivery guy comes in. So what have we here? Well, can't you see? I'm stuck. This is Romcom, so get your mind out of the gutter, but it's like the same situation. She's stuck in the wall. He's got a great view of her rear end and that's where they meet, face to butt. He has to get her out of the wall. So she happened to have gone grocery shopping. So there happened to be some butter. So he has to butter her up. You could just imagine the positions that they get themselves into. But I still try to keep it clean. You know, just get your mind out of the gutter. But the love interest guy, he was a contractor, but he quit because he was part of the FIRE movement, the Financial Independence Retire Early movement. So he's technically retired in his mid-30s. He's retired and he's cheap. I wrote a romance about Graham Stephan. Okay. He was a successful contractor, so we get a little bit of that HGTV vibe. I'm not writing about Chip and Jo here. Don't worry, my main characters are not based on Chip and Jo, and there is no shiplap in any of the decor. There's a trip to Salem, a favorite activity of fall aficionados. There is the pumpkin patch. I don't ever recall giving my main character the pumpkin spice latte girl hat. She doesn't have the hat, the wide brim hat. She doesn't have a circle scarf. I was going to put the main character in a hat on the cover, but I decided last minute to take out the hat. So there is no hat. I'm saved. I'm somewhat saved from execution here, but I do recall the love interest. I do recall giving him a scarf, a Gryffindor-esque scarf, and not that he's like a Potterhead. Oh man. And then at some point, the main character, in order to dress up her money pits of a home, there's this giant hole in the ceiling, it's leaking rain. She DIYs a divider wall full of plants, full of millennial plants. And I see where this is going. I don't like the way this is going. So things are not looking good for me. We've got some ankle boots, some pumpkin patch situations and some no-show socks. Okay, this person was right. It was painfully millennial in tagging me. They knew exactly what would tempt me. They knew exactly what would, get my engines running, so to speak, which is aesthetic photos in golden hour lighting with a autumnal theme, because I love fall. Somebody gives you lemons, why not turn it into lemonade? And by lemonade, I mean content. My name is Teresa. I'm a romance novelist. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you've enjoyed me, consider subscribing to my channel. And I'll see ya next time.